Hey guys, it's Heath Makiti, aka Heath the Miami Realtor, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about first time home buying. A lot of people come to me and they ask me, Heath, how do I buy a house? Like, what is the process? So I wanted to break it down because a lot of people feel it's overwhelming and they don't really understand the steps to purchase a house. So, step number one, call me. Number one. So, you need to talk to a realtor. Um, you could call me or your realtor if you have one, and they're gonna introduce you to step two, a mortgage broker, because you need to see how much you can afford. When most people buy a house, especially first-time home buyers, they use a mortgage, and usually they use FHA. You can also use conventional. The difference between the two, FHA, you put down 3.5% of the purchase price of the home. Conventional, you usually put down a minimum of 5. But you need to talk to a mortgage broker to see how much you can afford, and they're gonna go through all the finances with you, your credit, your job, your income for the last 2 years, and they're gonna take an amalgamation of information and they're gonna give us a number to see how much you can afford to purchase. Step number 3. This is the fun part. We go looking at houses. I'm gonna show you around areas that you want to see, houses that you want to see, and then when we find one, we're gonna put in an offer. Okay, so once we write our offer and it gets accepted, hooray! That's the first triumph. Maybe the second. The first is getting pre-qualified. Very important. A lot of people say I want to purchase, but they're not pre-qualified. So get pre-qualified first. But once our offer gets accepted, we are now on a time schedule. Every real estate transaction has rules to it. So basically, you have inspection first, then appraisal, then title work, and then you get the CTC from the lender, and we close. So inspection basically is usually 5 to 7 days. We hire an inspector. They check everything in the house. They check the roof, the plumbing, the electrical, everything. They're going to be everywhere. They're going to be in the attic. They're going to be in the bathroom. They're going to check everything. Then they're going to give you a detailed report, and it's going to show what is wrong with the house, what is in good condition, what is in bad condition, what needs to be replaced, and whatnot. And based on that information, they'll give you like a estimate of how much it would cost to repair all these things. Now, usually when you do an inspection, you don't need to really fix too many things unless it's crucial. Every house, no house is perfect. Every house has problems. Even if you buy a house that's brand new, you're the first owner, you brought it at pre-construction and you're walking in when it's built and you do an inspection, the inspector will find something wrong with it. So I just want to point that out because a lot of people see the inspection report and it's a very large, thick report. It looks like a Harry Potter book and they start freaking out. So there's nothing to get too freaked out about unless it's something to do with the roof, the plumbing, or electrical. And this is where you can usually negotiate on a price of a reduction or maybe getting some credit towards any repairs with the seller. Now, after we get through inspection and everyone is on the same page, we're going to go to appraisal. So the lender, the bank, will send out an appraiser to the house to see if the house is actually worth what we offered. And usually I'm pretty good at looking at a house and the comparables and offering the right fair value of the house. But just for hypothetical, for an example, if we offered $400,000 for a house and the appraiser comes back and says it's worth $390, the lender will only give you a check for $390. So this is the second time you get to negotiate price, credit. Maybe the seller will come down to the $390 or maybe they won't. And if not, you would have to come out of pocket for the difference. Now, when the appraisal, everyone agrees on the appraisal amount, all the numbers add up, everyone's agreed on the inspection. The third step is title work. So basically, the title company will do a search on the history of the house and check if there's any liens, any fines, any dues that need to be paid. Because if you purchase a house and it has liens and fines on it and it gets transferred to you, then you would have to pay that. But typically the seller pays all those things off, because when you purchase a property, you want to make sure it's clean, it's clear, free of all fines, free of all liens, free of all, it could be HOA fees, whatever. It needs to be free. They also check to see if the person selling the house actually owns the house. That's important too, because you don't want to purchase a house and then someone's like, oh no, I have the actual deed. So that's important. And then after the title work, everything is clear and everything is good to go. We wait for the lender to give the CTC, which is clear to close. Basically, they present the package, they check all the finances with the buyer, you, and checking again, like your credit is good, your income is good, you haven't changed jobs, you haven't quit, you haven't done anything financially to obstruct you from obtaining this mortgage. So they'll give the CTC, and then they'll contact us, or the title company will contact us, and then we already have a date set in the contract for when we send our offer in the first place, when we will close. So once we get to closing, that's pretty much it. You know, the seller has their own closing, the buyer has their own closing, keys are exchanged. You will see the property one last time before the closing. It's called the final walkthrough, just making sure the property is in the same state it was in when you first saw it the first time. And that's it. Congratulations, you're a home buyer. I hope this simplified the process of purchasing a house. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. All my information is in the description below. So buying a house for the first time is scary, but it's exciting. It's a journey. It's thrilling. I always say, well, I think to myself, like, I feel like Indiana Jones. Like, I'm like a guide, you know, guiding my clients through, you know, the exhilarating journey, which is purchasing their first home. I hope I gave some clarity. And if you're thinking about purchasing, if it's 1 month down the line, a year down the line, 2 years down the line, feel free to give me a call and let me know so we can do this thing together. All right, guys, peace out. I'll see you guys later.